Was low level you can be Pokemon Red and Blue using a Bertley. We are on Lorelei. So this one was lightly requested, probably one of the most forgettable Pokemon in Gen 1. But it does have a pretty sweet move pool. I honestly, to this point, I think Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Mimic, and Horn Drill have been some of the best moves to be using throughout all these runs. So I was super happy to see that Bertley could use all of them. So I go for the Ice Beam here just because I wanted to save some Thunderbolts and get a little chip damage, and then I just go into Thunderbolting and knock out the Dugong before it can wake up and do anything else to me. Cloyster has awful special, so Thunderbolt does some work, but its Clamp or Supersonic were really devastating to Bertley, so I was very happy that Supersonic failed here. I definitely lost a lot of runs to Cloyster, because Clamp is nearly a one-hit KO. It goes for multiple turns, so after the multiple turns is over, then usually Bertley's done for. I do go for a quick Thunderbolt here. Reason being, if you get a critical hit, then you can knock out the Slowbro with one Thunderbolt even after it Amnesia's up. But it doesn't get the critical hit, so I know I'm just going to use Amnesia, get that badge boost going, and boost my special a whole bunch at the same time. And then since Slowbro has such high special at this point, even though I do too, I just opt to go for Horn Drill and just not waste any power points. Even though I should be good, it's just nothing worse than getting to the last Pokemon and running out, so I just like to be conservative when I can. Jinx is a big threat. We don't want to see Slash, or Thrash, I mean. And Ice Punch is always that worry that it's going to freeze you, even though our special is so high, being frozen would be an end runner. Wow, I need coffee. I'll run Ender. And then after that, we just have the Lapras. With our special being so high, even though we did level up, there's not a whole lot the Lapras can do to us. I mean, we could get some crazy bad luck, but we got this. Bertley's a go. Bertley's awesome. So here we go. Alright, was a little Sylvie me Pokemon Red and Blue using a Bertley. We are on to Bruno. Bruno, we get to use our standard Bruno strat. We're going to go ahead and Mimic Harden. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for you because all I'm doing is using 6 Hardens, getting that badge boost going. And then I'm going to hit Onix with an Ice Beam. The Hitmonchan, we do not want to see Ice Punch just because Frozen can really put us down. So I go ahead and Thunderbolt to try to knock it out right away, and I do, which is awesome. I don't level up yet, so I'm still riding on that badge boost. I go for a Thunderbolt, hoping to one-shot Hitmonlee, and I just barely can't. Hits me with the high jump kick, but it really doesn't matter because we have so many Hardens. If it would have been a critical, it would have been unfortunate because critical hits bypass all stat changes. And then I go ahead and Ice Beam the Onix. Now the Hitmonchan we're not really worried about just because of all of the Hardens, but we don't want to see any criticals, and Fissure won't hurt us just because our speed is better than his speed, so it will never hit us no matter what. So there we go, that's Bruno, typical easy. Alright, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Bertley? We are on to Agatha. So Agatha was really tough. Mimicking the Nightshade is by far the best strat. I tried mimicking Hypnosis, but I just don't do enough damage with Ice Beam and Thunderbolt to reasonably make it. I mean, the whole idea here is how can I limit the amount of times that Agatha can use Nightshade? Because I can only take a handful of those, usually about 3 with the rest of the confusion hits and all that stuff. Golbat's pretty easy because we can use a super effective Thunderbolt. And then you're going to see on the Haunter and Arbok, I got some nice luck here. Goes for Dream Eater out of the blue, get a nice swap, so I'm getting some free Ice Beams off. I am going to run out of Nightshade PowerPoint if I just spam it, and I really want to make sure I have enough for the final Gengar. So as you can see, that Haunter that could have been real problematic absolutely did nothing to me, but I'm not out of the woods yet because this Gengar is going to do some work on me. Confuse Ray is not nice, not looking good, but I break through, so we win. So Bertley's on to the Dragon Master. Alright, we got a Bertley and we are on to Lance, and Bertley just keeps going strong here. We're going to go ahead and just Thunderbolt that Gyarados, take care of business here. It does get a Dragon Rage off, but really doesn't matter at all. With Bertley's move pool, there's not a whole lot of strategy that needs to be taken into account for. I do go ahead and Mimic Agility just for speed purposes, but it really was inconsequential to do so. I mean, Ice Beam and Thunderbolt against Lance just take care of anything and everything. You know, Bertley's not your standard big bad Pokemon, but I mean, level 56, doing it solo, it's a pretty good feat for Bertley here. I think it's kind of funny, the moves in Gen 1, like what can learn what, like why can a Bertley learn Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, I don't know. but I'm not going to complain about it. So then we go ahead and we use Thunderbolt on the Aerodactyl, get that critical hit, almost knock it out. It does that retroactive potion, no big deal, and we go ahead and take care of the Aerodactyl there. And then the Dragonite just doesn't want to damage us at all, so we go ahead and Ice Beam him, and he goes for a barrier, so we're all good to go there, and that is Lance. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow. I appreciate the support. Alright, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Bertley? We are on to Blue. I'm just going to start this one off. If you are easily triggered or offended, you might want to go now. This is not going to go how they normally go. Also, turn down your volume. 3, 2, 1. Bertley! Ah! You had it! Level 81, do you see that? Frustrating. Bertley is kind of like Game of Thrones. You know, the first while was great, unmatched, elite, phenomenal. And then you get to the end. No time to mimic recover. You can't do that at a lower level. And if the Alakazam doesn't get you, Rhydon's going to lower your defense, Executor is going to put you asleep, and if you get past that with the little HP you have left, because you can't get recover, no time, a Gyarados or Charizard will take you out. I was talking to Ben in the comments, and we were talking about how Poison, just with the good AI, Poison does so well. But you get to that Alakazam, and it just all crumbles. If I was faster, and had a more reliable physical move, tried mimicking Wing Attack, not a great strat. I now see why people forgot about Bertley. Because I will tell you, I'm going to forget about him too after this run. Anyways, I apologize. So, basically what it comes down to is, for the final battle, Poison is not a great type, and Bertley just doesn't have the stats to compete with these final evolution Pokemon. I mean, even here, level 81, I get put to sleep, and Executor can reliably do half. I think I went for recover 3 times in that little spout there, and every time Executor got my health below or near half. I really didn't want to lose at this point. I just really had no desire to not be able to make it, so that's why I was really going for the recover, but at some point I just had to call it. Thankfully, Gyarados goes down to 1, Thunderbolt, with it being 2 times super effective. And Charizard did worry me here with the Fire Spin, but the Fire Spin's really not doing enough damage to matter. So once that is done, I do think Charizard is easily the worst, because Rage, Fire Spin are not very good moves. But there you go. So that's Gary, that's Bertley. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate everything you guys do.